Hello, everybody. This is Card Guy Chrysalis,
With Collectible Chris
and we are here to talk to you.
about our Week 8 NFL predictions, our Week 9 football predictions, as well as our predictions for the upcoming weeks. And we're also going to talk about our mid-season awards for the NFL, as well as talk about the World Series. So, this week was actually the first time I actually beat my dad head to head. We both had a good records. That was 10 for 6. I was 12 and 4. So that's only now ahead by 5 games.
Five
Five
time,
time.
five time, five time.
So Bills beat the Bucks 24-18. Really good defensive matchup. Jets beat the Giants 13-10. Jaguars beat the Steelers 20-10. Eagles beat the Commanders 38-31. Cowboys sadly defeated the Rams 43-20. Vikings beat the Packers 24-10. Will Levis' debut was phenomenal as he helped defeat the Falcons 28-23 with the Titans. Dolphins beat the Patriots 31-17. Saints beat the Colts 38-27. Panthers beat the Texans 15-13. And Bryce Young has his first NFL win under his belt after defeating other rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud in that miraculous game. Seahawks beat the Browns 24-20. Bengals beat the Niners 31-17. I don't have to eat any soap. I was right. Broncos beat the Chiefs 24-9. I was right on that one as well. Ravens beat the Cardinals 31-24. Chargers beat the Bears 30-13. That was right on that pick. And Lions beat the Raiders 26-14. And our players of the week. And I'm going with Jalen Hurts with his great performance against the Commanders, 29 out of 38 with 319 yards passing, 4 TDs, no interceptions. So.
Yeah, he had a good game. I'm going with the Lamb from Dallas, good old CD. He had a good game, had his best game of the year. Easily 12 catches, 158 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So hopefully that starts his soaring streak for the Cowboys.
Two rookies are really making their official debuts this weekend. I'm going with Will Levis with the Titans, 19 for 29 with 238 yards passing, 4 TDs, no interceptions, and 7 carries for 11 yards.
Yeah, and I went with Gibbs from Detroit with 26 carries, 152 yards. He had 5.8 yards a carry. He had 1 touchdown, and then he also caught 5 passes for 37 yards. So he had a good game for Detroit.
A lot of good defensive players this week. I'm going to go with a guy that had 13 total tackles, Bobby Wagner for Seattle. 3 of them were solo and 2 of them were assisted. But when you're helping tackling, I mean, it just helps out. And the Seahawks did win in a close nail biter against the Browns. So
Yeah, I went with Kayon Thibodeau from the Giants. He had 6 solo, 3 assisted for 9 total tackles. He had 3 sacks and 1 forced fumble in the loss. So definitely wasn't reason why they lost, really. So he had a good game. So we want to go to the college picks.
yes. That was 7-1, bringing him a record of 58-8, and I was 6-2, bringing my record to 52-14. Kansas beat Oklahoma, thank God, 38-33. Penn State beat Indiana 33-24. Florida State beat Wake Forest 41-16. Oregon beat Utah 35-6, and I thought it would be a closer matchup than
Oh,
that.
so did I.
Georgia beat Florida 43-20. Texas beat BYU in astounding fashion of 35-6. Washington beat Stanford 42-33, and Ohio State soundly beat Wisconsin 24-10.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, wasn't that much fun. So.
No.
Before going into our picks this week, everyone remember about the trades that happened. Chase Young has been traded to the Niners for a 4th-round pick. Honestly, I think it was disrespectful that it was a 4th-round pick. I think Young still has a lot to offer,
Yeah, he's
offer
only
into
been
the
in the
tank.
league 3 years, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I thought that was disrespectful, but it's a good aspect added to that defensive line. That defensive line got beefed up. And as long as Young stays healthy, it's gonna be great. Josh Gibbs, Dobbs was traded to Minnesota to help replace injured Kirk Cousins, which was a smart move for Minnesota. But now Kyler Murray needs to pick up the slack, so Arizona needs to play harder And honestly, Gibbs, I think, is a better fit in Minnesota. I hope he continues his continuous success. So, all right. So, week 9 picks.
Go for it.
All right. Thursday night football, we got Titans versus Steelers. Young Levis versus Young Pickett.
And Pickett's going to be hurting. His ribs are still hurting, but he says he's going to play. I think it's where who has the more talent on both sides of the ball. And I'm going to pick the Steelers at home. I think Will's going to have a good game. I don't think he's going to do bad. But I also don't think it's hard to beat the Steelers at home.
I do agree with that, but I'm going to go on the gravy train a little bit. I'm going to pick Titans just due to the fact that the Steelers are hurt more than people think. Like, Pickett being hurt, yeah, that's an understatement. But everyone else being hurt and being banged up, and Titans are coming off with, like, fresh aspects. And Henry runs well against East teams, so I'm going to go with the Titans.
It's going to be a game.
The next game is going to be questionable, too. Dolphins versus Chiefs.
That's going to be in Germany. I'm going to pick the Dolphins, just because I think the travels. I think the travel's going to hurt the Chiefs more than it's going to hurt the Dolphins. Just the fact that the Chiefs just got off that loss for Denver, and now they're having to go on the road a little bit longer to a foreign country and everything. Hopefully, they get plenty of schnitzel, some real Bavarian chocolate would be a good idea to soak those tears. But yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins in this game.
Dolphins have not gotten a win over a team that's above 500, or let alone a Super Bowl contending team. Dolphins against Super Bowl contending teams this season, they're 0-2.
No, they've only played 2 games, so okay.
But the thing is, Dolphins have been more consistent in scoring than the Chiefs have. I mean, you put up 9 points against the dang Denver Broncos. So Germany, it's gonna be a neutral site. I'm still going with the Dolphins. They're the number 1 offense. So
Yeah.
I have to give it
for
to
many
them.
for many reasons.
This next game, it's gonna be interesting. Vikings versus Falcons.
Ooh, Vikings Falcons. I'm gonna give this one to the Falcons just because Dobbs is gonna be there not long. Give him another week with the system, learning the system. I mean, he obviously can learn it quick because he did it last year, a system, because he came in December of last year and played well. But I think, I'm giving it to Falcons. They should be able to run the ball.
I do agree with that. I'm going with Falcons. Nothing against Dobbs. He learns quickly.
If it was next week, I might give the Vikings a bigger chance.
Fair enough. I'll give you that. But Falcons, their running game is just pure. Bears versus Saints.
I actually honestly like the Bears better in this matchup than the Saints.
You get the Saints beat the freaking... And the Saints beat the Colts, too. So,
I'm picking the Bears. I might not like the outcome of that game, but I'm picking the Bears.
the Bears have been showing more promise than they have been since the start of the season. But I'm going to go with... I'm going with Carr and the Saints. He's just been doing better, which I've been happy about. Rams versus Packers.
I'm going Rams.
I'm going Rams as well. Jordan Love's been inconsistent the past few games. He'll be better this game, but I just don't think he can get past that Rams defense. Commanders versus Patriots.
Well, if the Commanders had their 2 defensive linemen on their team still, I'd be picking the Commanders in this one. I might have to go with New England.
I'm picking Commanders due to the fact that Sam Howell is just a better quarterback than freaking Mac Jones right now.
Which is definitely possible.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
This special message is brought to you.
There we go. All right, so that's our second. No, that's our third. Our third
disagreement.
Seahawks versus Ravens.
I'm going. Wow. I'm going Ravens. I think Ravens. I think Ravens have this.
Ravens should. Seahawks are 5-2. They're leading the NFC West now. I hate saying that, but I'm going Ravens as well. I just think they're the tougher team, especially in Baltimore. Bucks versus Texans.
Going Bucks.
Going Bucks. I think Stroud is going to come back with a vengeance again with that loss against the Panthers, and they're back home. I think Stroud and
Wow,
Texas
that's
will get
4
it.
games.
Yeah. Cardinals versus Browns.
I'm going Browns.
I'm going Browns as well. Walker's just doing tremendous. Colts versus Panthers. Another first round quarterbacks. Well, no, Richardson's still out. So
I'm going to go Colts.
you're going Colts against Panthers.
Yep. Minshew's is a veteran quarterback, and you got Taylor's getting his legs underneath him, and Downs is doing good, and
Moss has been stellar this season.
yeah.
And everyone thought Moss was one and done after his season with Buffalo. But I agree, Colts have the more experience, and their rookie has been more impressive than Young. And I'm not just saying that because Jones is a Carolina boy, and he's going to be back home. So it's going to be a good game. Next game, Giants versus Raiders.
Giants.
That was quick for a Cowboy fan to say. Giants as well, though. I'm sorry, Raiders are going to have a rookie quarterback to step in since Garoppolo's being
It's not going to be a
so
pretty game.
It's not.
Thibodeau might have 3 sacks again.
Yeah, probably. Now, this next game is going to be game of the week as well as a playoff and Super Bowl implications. Cowboys versus Eagles.
This game's in Philly. I think the Eagles beat the Cowboys in Philly.
Well, Dad, say hello to disagreement number 5.
Uh-oh.
I'm going with the Cowboys.
Well, if you go 5-0 on this head-to-head,
Yeah, it'll be even, but Cowboys and Eagles are going to go back and forth. Here's the thing: Cowboys, I worry about Prescott, but at the same time, Eagles have been slacking when it comes to keeping high,
keeping the foot on the pedal.
Yeah.
In games, they're not keeping the motivation going.
Yep.
Yeah, they're lackadaisical after getting a lead. They're not really. They don't kill teams like they should. So
Exactly.
they got to do that against the Cowboys. I mean, there's no choice.
Sunday night game: Bills versus Bengals.
Where it happened, and I'm sure that's gonna be a game that a lot of people are gonna watch, and I think Hamlin will get one hell of a standing ovation in Cincinnati, and I think this is going to be a tough one because I think the Bills are going to want to, play their hearts out. But in the way the Bills were in the shock when that happened, the Bengals went into another mode. The Bills went back. I think this is where the Bills keep it. I think the Bills will win this game.
Just because of that, and I think you're right. The Bills just have so much on their plate after what happened last season, and we're saying last season because of the Halam injury being in the middle of the dang field. I mean, I picked Halam to be comeback player of the year, but he really hasn't shown much, unfortunately. But I think this is gonna be the game where he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this," and the Bengals have just had the Bills number for the past couple of years just because of the playoffs. So I think the Bills are tired of it, and I think they get their vengeance over the Bengals.
I think it'll be a good game.
Oh, it'll be a great game. Monday night game, Chargers versus Jets.
I think this actually will be a pretty good game. I really want to say Chargers, but I think the Jets are going to pull it out. I really do. I think Zach Wilson's going to have a good game on Monday Night Football. I would love to. The Chargers need to win more than the Jets do.
But they have not been proving it.
Yeah, and
Dad, Why did you have to take my pick?
Oh,
I thought you were going for the Chargers, but I'm going with the Jets. Wilson.
hey, think about it. If you get the 5, you tie.
Yeah, that's true too. But I thought you were going to go with your boy.
I thought I was going to go with Abert, and I don't even collect him. It's a funny thing.
Yeah,
much-
I mean, you have picked Herbert every single time except here, except here.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you picked them against the Cowboys. So.
Yeah. That's so. Yeah, it's man.
But yeah, but I do agree. Jets. Wilson's been playing great. If the rumors are true, I think he squashed the rumors with the locker room because a lot of people have been trusting him. Brees has been getting the ball. Wilson's been getting the ball. Gardner has slowed down a little bit, but I think he's been trying to compensate with how well he did last year. So I still
He's
say
still a shutdown corner. I mean,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
still going to put guys. He's still going to do what he has to do. So I mean,
Oh yeah, and that was 14 games. We got a few teams on the bye, including my Niners. So
hey,
yeah,
stay healthy.
yeah, and hopefully Debo will be back next week. But week 10 college football is interesting. We basically got every team from the top 10 playing. So
Hey, let's go.
number 3 Ohio State versus Rutgers.
I wonder who we're picking. I think OSU is going to win that game.
No, same here. That's no question about it. No, this is going to be a great game. Always has been. Number 25 Kansas State versus number 7 Texas.
Kansas State has been known to upset Texas in the past, but I think I'm going to give it to Texas in this one.
I'm going to give it to Texas as well. They lost to Oklahoma earlier in the season. Texas ain't losing to Kansas State, too, in the same season. Number 4 Florida State versus Pittsburgh.
I like Pittsburgh, but I don't think they beat Florida State. Florida State will win that game.
I do agree on that point. Number 9 Penn State versus Maryland.
That might be a good game. I'm going to pick Penn State, but that could be a shootout.
I do agree with that, but Penn State will take it
Ooh,
easy.
we got
Yeah.
ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Number 10 Oklahoma versus in-state rival Oklahoma State. They already lost last week to freaking Kansas. Will they lose 2 in a row?
And one to the arch rival. I am going to pick OSU to beat Oklahoma.
Wow, you're going with the upset.
Yep, I am.
I'm usually the one picking the upset.
Yeah, but it's also being played at Oklahoma State. So,
That is true.
So,
But they lost to Kansas. They're going to get that out of their mouth.
Yeah.
I'm going with Oklahoma, but I see Oklahoma State doing it. The next game is a top 15 matchup. Number 14 Missouri versus number 1 Georgia.
I think this is Georgia's first test versus a ranked team.
Yep. All season long. And we're in week 10, and they're still number 1.
I'm going to go with Missouri.
Dang, they're going with the upsets. I want to see Missouri do it. There's only one problem. They don't have a top-notch offense against that dang Georgia defense. They got a great defense. They can match freaking everyone on that offensive line. I just think Georgia has the better offense, so I have to give it to Georgia because of that.
Yeah.
California versus number 6 Oregon.
I'm going to go with Oregon.
Same here. Top 25 matchup.
Ooh, this is a big one.
Number 5 Washington versus number 24 USC.
This is a big one for USC. But I think Washington is going to win this game.
With the
Heisman Trophy pretty much should be
in the bag.
by that game.
USC could upset this game, but
Yeah.
Washington has played so damn well
They've had
all
one
year.
game that's been a hiccup, and
That was Oregon.
And they also had that one close game with
Oh yeah, with
Oregon State, wasn't it?
yeah.
So they had their close game already. So so let's go ahead and go to the next one.
Purdue versus number 2 Michigan.
They're going Michigan. Michigan's got too much talent.
Oh yeah. Now the game of the year when it comes to SEC and the Southern Belt. Number 13 LSU versus number 8 Alabama.
I really don't like how either one's been playing.
I don't either.
But I think do we go with our sister's other alma mater, or do we go with the elephant?
that my other sister likes. I already know who I picked in my mind.
I think Alabama's going to beat LSU, but I could see LSU beating Alabama. But I think it's going to be they're playing at Alabama, so I'm going to choose Alabama.
I am choosing LSU.
Hey,
I am choosing LSU mainly because Monroe is still the quarterback. He does not play well in the first half, and he barely escapes the second half. LSU has a better defense, so I'm going with LSU.
okay, That's good.
All right. So now we are going to discuss our mid-season award winners for football for the NFL when it comes to MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Rookie Offensive, and Rookie Defensive. And we are doing our top three. So MVP first.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, MVP first at number 3. Who do you have?
I got Tua. I got Tua from good old Miami.
Oh, okay.
He's having a great year, leading in yardage. He's top in rating. He has 7 TDs, 7 interceptions. He's thrown over for 2,400 yards right now, so he's in that easily the 4,000 range. He's completing on 70% of his throws. So I got Tua at number 3 for me.
Okay. Number 3, I got Brock Purdy for the Niners. I think he's still one heck of a young quarterback. Of course, the last 3 games readily has hurt his chances, but I still think Purdy is still one of the most consistent quarterbacks.
His numbers are good.
Yeah, shy of 2,000, plus 10 TDs, few interceptions. I think he's, up to 4 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 interceptions. But still consistent, over 65% in passer rating. I mean, can't say nothing bad about Purdy. As young as he is, as much as he commands a very good, talented offensive team. So, and at number 2,
I got Tyreek Hill, wide receiver from Miami.
okay, for MVP. Wow.
Yep, 61 catches, over 1,000 yards already. He's averaging 6.6 yards a carry. He has 8 touchdowns. He's actually ran the ball once for 14 yards. He's on the pace for breaking the 2,000-yard barrier. Would be the first wide receiver ever to do it.
Yeah, and he's looking to break Megatron's record too. Back in 2013?
Yeah.
14? Yeah.
So I got Tyreek Hill there.
My number 2 is your number 3. I got Tua at my number 2. I just think he's been playing better than any other quarterback except for one other quarterback in my mind. He's been very consistent. Most passing yards in the NFL right now because he has the 2 fastest freaking wide receivers in the whole game. So Tua at number 2. And your number 1 pick?
Oh, I got Christian McCaffrey from the 49ers.
For MVP, okay.
137 carries. He has over 650 yards rushing. He's averaging 4.8 yards a rush. Has 9 rushing touchdowns. But he also has 32 receptions for 292 yards, 91.4 average, and 4 touchdowns. So he's almost got 1,000 yards of total offense and has 13 touchdowns already on the season.
Okay.
So
yeah.
He's also setting records. He tied the touchdown record for consecutive games with a touchdown. He needs this next one. When after the bye week he scores in that one, he has the record.
Yeah.
So McCaffrey, I think, is right now. It's hard to beat a quarterback in the MVP race unless you have like a Cooper Kupp type season or Lawrence Taylor type defensive season or something like that. But Barry Sanders type season, Eric Dickerson type seasons.
Yeah.
Emmitt Smith. But yeah, I think McCaffrey right now is my MVP.
Okay. My MVP is coming all the way from left field. I'm going with the Detroit Lions quarterback and Jared Goff.
Not bad.
2,133 yards passing, 12 TDs, 5 interceptions. Has carried the ball 10 times and has rushed for 33 yards with a few quarterback sneaks for a TD. A 67.9 passer rating, which is still good. He's second behind Tua. He's basically second behind Tua in many ways.
You don't mean passer rating, you mean completion percentage?
Oh, yeah, completion.
Okay, because his rating would be like Because Tua's rating is 108.8.
Yeah, and his rating was in the above 90s, I believe.
Yeah, so he's doing fine.
Yeah, so second behind Tua, but I think Jared still has had the best turnaround. I mean, I can easily say comeback player of the year, but when it comes to like MVP and actually showing out in actual games where it matters, golf has been the most
I
impressive
mean,
to
my
me.
preseason MVP is not even on my list.
Neither is mine.
So,
So the only person from my preseason MVP list is Purdy. That's it.
yeah.
So yeah,
All right. So the next award?
offensive player of the year.
Yep, we'll go there.
Okay, offensive player of the year, number 3,
I got the running back from Miami,
Raheem Mostert or
Raheem Mostert.
Oh, okay.
97 carries, 520 yards. He's averaging 5.4 yards a carry. He's got 10 touchdowns. He also has 19 catches, 151 yards, 7.9 average with 2 touchdowns. So he had that one big, massive game.
Oh yeah.
So that kind of helped him. So I have him as my number 3 offensive player of the year right now.
Okay, my number 3 is your number 2 and your MVP in Tyreek Hill. So
That's a good pick. I mean, he's got the numbers. That's for sure. You want to go number 2?
number 2.
Tyreek Hill is my number 2 because I don't see him getting the MVP. So the only reason why he won't get the offensive player of the year is because of one thing. So yeah, he's my number 2.
My number 2 is our boy from Dallas and CD Lamb. So
He's having a good year.
Lamb was just doing great, and the last game really propelled his stats. So I had to give it a Lamb for offensive player of the year. And at number 1, who do you have?
I got Jalen Hurts.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, because and it's not going to be because of his passing. Though his passing numbers are great, and it helps. It's the added on that helps him even more.
With his rushes and his TDs.
193. He got 193 completions, 282 attempts, a 68.4 completion percentage. He's got over 2,100 yards throwing. He has 13 TDs, 8 interceptions, which kind of hurts him. He's got a 94.3 QB rating, but he has 78 carries for 280 yards. It's for 3.6 yards, but that's because of the Philly hug, tush push, whatever you want to call the freaking thing, and 6 touchdowns. So I think that's what carries him over for the offensive player of the year.
Okay. I mean, I don't disagree with that pick, but your MVP is basically my offensive player of the year. I am Christian McCaffrey, so I can't say nothing bad about him. The only thing that gets him is the fumbles that he commits, and really that was ultimately the reason why they lost the Minnesota Vikings game. So
Yeah. So what you got?
do you want to do defensive next?
We can do defensive, or you can go to the rookie offense if you want. It don't matter.
Okay, rookie offensive player of the year as of week 8. Who do you have at number 3?
I got Nakua from the Rams, wide receiver.
Oh, Puka Nacua.
Yeah. From BYU. 61 catches, 795 yards, 13. He's averaged 13 yards a catch. He only has 2 touchdowns receiving, though, which is shocking me.
You're shocking with as many yards.
But
as
he has
he's
2
got.
rushes for 4 yards. So yeah, he's my number 3.
My number 3 is actually different wise. Zay Flowers from Baltimore. 400 just above 400 yards of receiving with 3 TDs. But when it comes to targets and his catches, he's only dropped 2 passes, which is amazing for a rookie, especially a quarterback in Lamar when he just bullet passes it almost every single time. So like Flowers, he's my number 3.
So we want to go 2?
Yep.
Bijan Robinson for Atlanta.
Okay.
92 carries, 466 yards, 5.1 yards a carry. He only has 1 touchdown rushing, though, which kind of shakes my head at because they're going with that multiple running back system. He also has 26 catches, 189 yards, averages 7.3 yards a catch. But he has 2 touchdowns receiving, so
Okay.
he's my number 2.
My number 2 is my boy from UNC and Josh Downs. With his last 2 games, it propelled him just shy of 500 yards receiving. He has 3 TDs, only 1 drop pass, and he's at 6.9. No. It jumped from 6.9 to 11.1 yards a catch. So yeah. And our number one, I think we both agree, don't we?
I got C.J. Stroud.
I got Stroud too. Go ahead and do the statistics on Mr. C.J. Stroud, the Texan quarterback.
Yeah, he's got 143 completions, 237 throws, so he has a 60.3 percentage. He's got 1,800 yards. He's averaging about 7.6 yards a pass. He has 9 TDs, 1 interception, so he's protecting the ball. He has a rating of 94.9, which is good. He's got 20 carries for 68 yards. So he's averaging about 3.4 yards a carry, and he's got 1 rushing touchdown. So he's got 10 total touchdowns. So on offense. So I mean, I think C.J. Stroud right now has everybody, ahead offensive rookie wise.
Oh yeah, agreed. So rookie defensive then next or defensive player?
Defensive player, then we'll go defensive rookie.
Okay, defensive player at number 3. Who do you got?
I got Hunter, linebacker from Minnesota. He has 27 solo tackles, 10 assisted, 37 total tackles. He's got 10 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 2 pass deflects.
Oh dang!
Yeah, so he's actually having a pretty good year.
All right. And my number 3 is Bobby Wagner from Seattle. Come back a year for him. He is top 10 in tackles now, 8th. He does not have a sack, but he does have the 2 interceptions that helped him out.
Mm-hmm.
And even though most of his tackles are assisted, it still shows that he's still a defensive commodity. So.
Don't worry, Wagner was almost there. The only thing he has way more tackles than he does. Wagner has more plays, but some of this stuff was. So Wagner would definitely be in the top 4 for sure for me.
And I think our number 2s and number 1s are the same, aren't they?
Yeah, I got Micah Parsons number 2.
Yeah, same here.
13 solo, 9 assisted for 22. Got 6 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and he's got 2 pass knockdowns.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then
number 1, Mr. Big Strong Boy Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns.
18 solo, 6 assisted for 24. He's got 8.5 sacks. Got 4 forced fumbles, 1 pass deflection, and he's got 1 block kick.
And that's right, the block kick from.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, there could be more people in the fray, but I think Garrett and Parsons are going to be battling for that, and possibly one of them could be in the top discussions for NFL MVP if their seasons get up there.
I do agree on that.
So what's your defensive rookies of the year looking at?
Number 3, I got Will Anderson from the Texans. He has
He's doing good.
21 total tackles, 7 solo, and the rest are assisted. He did get his first sack by week 4, and he does have 1 forced fumble as well. He should be doing more when it comes to defensively, but he is showing around since week 4.
He also has that 1 block kick, too.
Oh, well, that's right, yep.
So I went with your boy from Seattle, the corner. Went with Witherspoon from Seattle, 25 solo tackles, 8 assists, 33 tackles. He got 2 sacks. He's got an interception for 91 yards and 1 touchdown. And he has 8 pass deflections. So he's having a good year.
Number 2, it's Witherspoon for me.
Oh, wow.
So Witherspoon just being a corner, especially on a defensive driven team, has helped him, and like he's just balling out.
Yeah, good call on him. Definitely before the draft too, because I know you're big on him.
Thank you.
I'm my number 2. I got Branch, the safety from Detroit.
Ooh.
26 solos, 7 assisted, 33 total tackles. He has 1 interception for 50 yards and a touchdown. He's got 4 pass deflections. So he's doing really good for that young Detroit defense. Probably really good idea that they got him in the draft to shore up the defense.
And I think we both agree on rookie to the defensive player of the year so far on Jalen Carter.
Yep, defensive tackle from Philly. Yep, 8 solo, 6 assisted, 14 total. He got 3.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. So yeah, I mean, he's just playing awesome. You know, you got to think that. Excuse me while I disappear for a second. You got to think that he's doing well. So I mean, we didn't do coaches because right now no one's really separated themselves, and comeback players of the year will probably show out more once we get there, or you know how guys improved or whatever. Because I don't think there's really any big injuries. It's not like Aaron Rodgers being hurt last year and coming back and playing this year
Yeah.
or something like that. I'm sure we can find somebody if we look hard enough, but
Well, like right now, if I was gonna pick for like comeback player of the year statistically, I would say Harrison Smith for Minnesota. He's tackled more. He has actually
Yeah.
done better coverage this year compared to last year.
he might have been hurt last year too.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. Yeah, Harrison Smith's definitely a good one. It's a good player that mentioned.
Zach Moss, too, compared to his season with Buffalo last year with Cook getting more of the carries and the fact that he stepped in when Taylor was basically dealing with his contract.
Yeah.
So Zach Moss too for Andy, like that he's been killer as well.
That's a good two-headed monster right now, if you think about it. Zach Moss on the quick and Taylor through
the middle, really.
Yeah. So that's not bad for Indy if they can get that to work out. So yeah, we'll look more at the. I mean, there's definitely going to be some there somewhere. I mean, so but you want to talk about the World Series real quick?
Yes. So the World Series, Rangers are now up 3-1. I said the Rangers will win in 5. I'm not gonna say how much money I put into betting against the Hard Rock with this, but Lord have mercy, if I win today, yes, I'm gonna be a happy man. But Rangers up 3-1. They lost Scherzer, they lost Garcia toward the for the rest of the World Series, unfortunately. Bochy and Garcia were ejected during toward the end of Game 2, really, which I think was disrespectful in numerous ways. But like the fact that Bochy has really gotten this whole team to do so freaking well, it's amazing. Carter being the second youngest player to ever compete in a World Series, the youngest being Mickey Mantle. It's outstanding, and Carter's even hit a home run in the series. He hit him for average. Like everyone has hit for average with the Rangers team. Arizona, the thing that's getting them is the bullpen. Bullpen has been struggling against the Rangers. I mean, the Rangers hit for contact. They really don't hit for power unless they need to. I mean, shoot, yesterday Seager hit 2 home runs in the 11-7 victory. So, like, it is scary to think that the Rangers can actually win it. The reason why I said Rangers win within 5 was because it started at home with the Rangers, and then they had to go on the road in Arizona in 3 games. Texas is undefeated in road games the whole postseason. So I thought that they would actually do it. I thought Arizona would get 1 win in Texas, which was Game 2. And then the Rangers, what they're doing to Arizona is baffling. So if the Rangers win it today, I will happily say it will be a great way to end it. Bochy will get another World Series with another franchise. Garcia should have been MVP.
He still might win it.
After yesterday with Seager.
Well, yeah.
I think Seager will win it. I think Seager will win MVP right now. But
Garcia got what
he got the ALCS MVP.
Okay, so I mean,
Yeah. But Arizona, if they win, the only thing they need to do to win is to really get the bullpen to really control their pitching, and Marino really needs to set an example and actually get his pitchers to actually trust him and actually pitch at and where they need to pitch. Because if you watch, especially yesterday, Marino will guide them to the pitch out where they need to be, and it will be on the opposite side of the plate. It was ridiculous. So if Arizona stands a chance, their bullpen needs to step up.
Yep. I mean, the World Series is fun. So even though they're saying this is like the least watched World Series in the last since 2016.
It's been exciting,
I
honestly.
mean, if you're not watching these good young, up and coming stars, that it's not the Yankees, it's not the Dodgers, it's not your typical powerhouses. Enjoy watching the guys play. You know,
I mean, shoot.
I mean,
Since 2016, right? Basically, when it was the Royals win the World Series.
well, you had that Cleveland Chicago series, which a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of people watched.
Oh, yeah, true,
So,
true.
but hey, we it's the World Series, so and watch it and enjoy it as you can. So I got nothing else unless you got anything else.
I'm good right now.
All right, this is Car Guy Chris Ellis,
But collectible Chris.
and we'll be talking to you later. Bye.